Hi guys, welcome back. We are Comix, as you know, because you listen to us religiously every week, hopefully, as you should actually. So this week we are missing one of our members, and let's see off of our introductions if you can guess who that is. Obviously, you will once you notice who's missing. But I'm Carmen.
This is Esteban.
I'm Ash.
And I'm Andres.
And I'm Louise.
Wow, Louise, your voice got really high pitched.
That's so fucked up.
Kind of.
But you know what? I'll just shut up.
Oh.
I was gonna say, do I sound any different? But yeah, whatever. Louise, I'm sorry. Don't fucking mind me.
Episode. It's gonna be a hard episode if you shut up when you're the host.
This is true, yeah.
Well, then you guys could take the mantle, right? You're all prepared.
I mean, I read the notes. I don't know if Ash did.
Ash logged onto that note.
How many times you fucking put the bus on me? Like, fucking, oh my God.
But he loves it. He loves it when the bus is put on him.
That's like right.
Coming and then fucking
keeps running over you. Keeps running over you.
Sorry, Carmen.
It's all good. But since Luis is missing, and he was one of the first person actually to introduce us to Comix Alliance, which we've talked about before. It's a group of guys that collect comics. They read comics. They're into video games as well. They did come up with their own podcast, and I had a listen. You guys can go find them at Comix Alliance on YouTube. Tell them we sent you, and say hello to them. Support them. Their channel is pretty much not. I don't want to say it's like our channel because it's not. They're very much talk about comics and specific volumes, and to where we discuss more of what's going on shows and like news, and we do our own take on it. They kind of stick more to what's on the comics and the comics that they're reading and what the video games that they're playing. And if I am correct, currently none of us are playing a video game, or are we?
We'll be getting The Last of Us 2, which I am going to be the late guy to all those games. I'm gonna fucking bring this to a halt and say I'm the guy that gets, like, instead of, unless it's a WWE game, but I'm not gonna get into that. I will wait till everything goes to the greatest hits so that I can get like 7 games in a row and then just be done for another year, you know? So I'm gonna get The Last of Us 2 because it's like $30 right now. Got it.
And I'm playing Breath of the Wild. It's been out for a while because I've been bored, and I've had it for more than a year now, and it's just been on my Switch, and I was like, oh, I have this, should try to get some time in, but since I have a kid, it's kind of hard, so who the fuck knows whenever I'll beat that thing.
You ever tried The Division?
The Division, the first person shooter?
Yeah,
the Xbox one, right?
Yeah, I had it for Xbox, but again, I would play online with friends.
I fucking, again, the bad thing about playing a game that's like in the greatest hits is
nobody plays it.
It's no longer the game anymore, so it's like you're just waiting in that room. Like,
I would suggest, if you want to play a game that's been out for a while, fuck, now I just lost the game. Sorry.
GoldenEye Online.
No. There's Overwatch. Go buy Overwatch.
Overwatch, yeah.
Out for a long time, and there's leagues and stuff, and a bunch of people still play, and it's really fun, and you'd enjoy it. So go do that.
All right.
Yeah, right now I'm not playing anything right now, but we just recently bought my son a Switch, so he has his own Switch now, which is technically my Switch when he's not playing it. So I'm gonna have to figure out a new console. So probably, Jesus, I think
like the easiest thing you've ever had. So don't worry about it.
No, yeah, for sure. I think
Is he asleep? I'm on level 32. Babe, is he asleep? Is he asleep?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's like it's bedtime, and then it's just me giving the switch the eye, the old how's it going, and so. But yeah, it's
Hey, can I ask you a question?
yeah.
I've had an internal thing like, shut up.
This seems like it's going to be a bad question.
No, it's not. It's not. Like,
It's gonna be psychoanalyzed Ash for a minute.
Yeah.
Has any of your kids opened up something that you've kept sealed? I'm sure that's any collector has always probably had that. Like when I have a yes, he has.
Yes.
And
it was a Funko Pop.
You're the dick for even.
Oh.
It was a Funko Pop. Yeah. Yeah, it was a Funko Pop.
I'm very close to opening my Funko Pop.
Yeah, it was.
I have a story.
Yeah.
So I have an Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's Ewan McGregor, an Unleashed one. It's on Mustafar, where it's like he's a super badass posed, and I've had it since that movie came out. So a good 15 years.
Yeah.
The good thing about it is I have a kid now. Yes, she's really young, so she hasn't been opening shit, but it's at my parents' still in the closet, hidden away. And you don't know how many times I've been like, oh, let's just open it so I could see it, and it has like a good ass badass action pose. But I've resisted opening it for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's still there. Let's see how it happens.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I forget which Funko Pop it was that was opened.
First edition fucking Iron Man.
No. It wasn't that. It was God, I'm trying to remember which one it was.
Okay, remember the stories like what we get each other for Christmas? Luis would get you this because he found out that your kid opened it. Was it that one?
No, it wasn't that one because that one was already open. So this is the thing for me for Funko Pops. When I first found out about Funko Pops, like I didn't think it was going to be a thing, so I opened them, and I would have them, on display. And then when I figured out that it turned into a thing, I stopped opening them. There was one time where my wife and we came down to SoCal and we ended up picking up a few Funko Pops. I don't remember which one it was, but like the next thing I know, it's like, I hear, rustling in the closet, and I go in there and he's opening up the Funko Pop and he's just like, look what I found. I'm like, no.
So they're like, no, you didn't find it. It was there because I put it there.
Yeah. But it was one of those. It was one of those huge. The next one he was going after was the Godfather one, and I know that one's super expensive. And that's the one that
Godfather Funko Pops.
Yeah, dude. There's tons of them.
There's everything Funko Pop.
And if you go to, I think the Funko Pop factory, I think it's in Hollywood, you can actually get a Funko Pop of yourself. So that'd be kind of cool.
Idea.
There's still that the one they had at San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah.
The giant Voltron. That's the one.
The giant Voltron, isn't it like 4 or 5 feet tall or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know how big it is, but yeah, something like that.
It's like massive, dude. So, but yeah. But going back to the whole video game thing, I've got to figure out how to play the Switch. So
it's not that hard. I figured it out.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Oh yeah, it's like I tried. My son wanted to play with it. Play with the
different controller things.
Well, it's not that. Yeah, and they separate. So we ended up getting my son the Switch, and then he wanted Mario Party, so we bought a Mario Party. So he was playing Mario Party. So I'm thinking like, okay, like it's Mario Party, and you're gonna play it like a handheld. No, dude, you gotta take off the controllers. You gotta prop up the device, and it's like you have to hold the controller like at an angle. So instead of like holding the console like this. Yeah, so it's like you have to you typically I'm thinking you're gonna hold the console like this, right? But no, you got to take off the controllers, and then like your controller's like this, and you have to hold it like this, and it's just like, what the fuck, man? Like,
yeah, you're super old.
It did make me feel like really old.
We're now the parents where when we saw our parents trying to play Super Mario Brothers doing this,
and then they're doing this, they're trying to make the.
No, my parents were always tu pinche Nintendo.
My grandfather.
And they would call everything Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that too.
100%. So, anyways, we got totally sidetracked, which is totally our MO.
Yep.
Not what you'll see in Comics Alliance. They stick to their topic. So go give them a follow.
You're way better
It's
than
not a dig at us. It's really not.
Ooh, self-burn. Those are rare.
No, they're homies. Check it out.
Yes.
They've shouted us out a lot, and there've been. I know. Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, Carmen. You're doing a great job.
No, please go ahead.
They've been our homies, and from the very beginning, they've been recommending what comics to check out. They have, on their own accord, even told their fans to check us out. Not only are we returning the favor, we like what they do, and they like what we do, and it's like a mutual respect.
Yeah, congratulations, Comics Alliance.
Yeah, good job.
So on to our first topic, which I'm gonna ask you guys a question just because I got asked this question and I thought it was pretty hilarious actually, because I'm very competitive when it comes to do with games. So I'll answer the question first, which is, what board game are you really competitive at playing that people will no longer play with you because of how competitive you are? So I'll start with my story. The game that I am the most, I love board games. So any board game I'm game with. But the worst one to play with me is Monopoly, because I know it's boring for some people, but
what are you,
I
fucking grandma?
Yes, I am a grandma, okay? And I'm the grandma that's gonna own all the properties and is gonna tax the shit out of you.
Savage.
What?
Every one of us besides you probably has fucking ADHD. So you getting us to play fucking Monopoly, I would be passed out fucking or talking. So like you'd probably have all the property because I'm not gonna pay attention to that fucking game. Unless it was like Star Wars version.
So fucking long and boring.
Carmen's legit gonna be the 1% in that game.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're saying the Monopoly is long and boring, which granted it is, even with all the different versions, even the Mario version, which is pretty cool. But would you say that then a fantasy game kind of like Dungeons and Dragons would be boring because it tends to be long? And
no, I would not. Yes, it is long. No, I would not find it boring because it has that whole like role play element to it. So you're casting spells and shit like that.
It's more involved than just fucking owning property.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
I think it's too.
It's more. You guys are shitting on my fucking game that I fucking beat everyone I play at because they probably get bored now that you guys called me out on it. Whatever.
Well, Carmen, you haven't played against me in Monopoly, so.
There's
that. Just put aside a whole fucking 8-hour day so you guys could play fucking Monopoly.
This would be me playing Monopoly. Oh, it's my turn? Oh, okay.
But I would like be legit down to do a whole D&D game. I've never played D&D before. I'd be down to play D&D.
I'm not good. Yeah. No, fuck it.
I'm just saying, I'd be down to play like one game.
That's a good event. That's a good event for us to do like that. Yeah, I'm down.
Like I'd be down to just to play one time and then just be like, all right, I'm done.
I played once and then the guy died on the first roll. And then they're like, so you meet this big bear, what do you do? And so I said, I want to use his dead body as a shield. And the guy cried because I used his dead body as a shield.
So you're like, I'm fucking out.
For like
That's
3
it. I'm done.
Yeah. And he's just like, oh, well, shield, fucking dead body. And he was like, he literally left the room because I used his dead body as a shield. So I don't know if I want to play, but I played once.
Well, I can guarantee you I won't cry if you were to do something like that.
I know, but Luis isn't here, so you know how you
that's how I know.
Like a sensitive Wolverine.
It's like now we're gonna cut to Luis laying on a bed holding a picture frame just in like that sad music.
And it's gonna be a picture of all of us of this show that he's not a part of. Fuck you.
So
He's
what
he's
game?
gonna magically jump on right now. He's gonna say "fuck you guys" and then just log off afterwards. And I'm talking shit.
Like in full on tears. Like he's been like we're somehow live streaming on something. Sorry, Carmen. Go ahead.
I was just going back to the question. The
Let's go
game.
back to the question.
Yes, I was.
Who's next?
Since you're talking, you go, asshole.
Well, yeah.
I will go, asshole. There's not a board game. The game that I do play that you guys ripped me apart on, WWE Champions. I'm very competitive on.
It's a board game. I thought it was a mobile game.
No. I said that's not the game that I'm competitive on.
Oh.
I am. Okay.
Ooh, setting up the headphones.
I'm a very competitive person, and then I'm not like my. I don't let you see it. Does that make sense? Like oh, you beat me in checkers. Let's play again. Oh, blah 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 blah. Let's play again. But me trying to get you to play again, like nicely, instead of like, fuck, like, oh my god, I had this fucking friend that played this game, and he would be the guy that. And checkmate, and he would fucking flip the board so that you can't say checkmate. And I'd be like, yeah, this is one, you're so dumb that I got checkmate on you. But those kind of people is kind of like, okay, let's go to Wendy's. Like, let's just not even play. Like, I can't get that level, but I do get that way when the other person is like, do you like when I beat you? Do you like when I beat you? Like, that's when I get all like, fucking kumite. Like, let's just get done, dude. Yeah. But other than that, like, if you're good, you're a good winner, and I'm a good loser, or vice versa, then everybody's fucking fine, and let's take another shot. But there's no board game like that. But I am like that. If you're like that, like I've watched a football game where like I'm for that team, and this guy's so for that team that he's flipping off everybody at every touchdown or whatever. Like, then I'm like, and I know they're gonna lose, but come on, Denver Broncos. Like, I just get altered universe with that. I don't know. I just gave you my whole life story. And then when I was 5, I'm just kidding. Andres.
Me, let's see. I don't have a board game necessarily that I'm like that with. But growing up, I was pretty good at video games, and I remember always playing with my brother. Oh, my brother doesn't play at all. Because when we were younger and we would play, he would like fucking get pissed and throw the controller at walls and at the TV and shit. And I'd be like, dude, I'm not even trying to beat you. And I'd be like, come on, let's play another one. And he'd be like, fuck no. And he'd just like storm out the room. And I was like, well, there goes my partner to play video games, because I didn't even try to beat him, and there it is. I guess if you ask people that I've been in relationships with, they'd tell you I'm competitive. I don't necessarily see it, but I guess it depends on the person I'm around. I don't know. Yeah, so not really a board game. Sorry.
Is it more like because you envisioned yourself beating them and they beat you, or is it like, do you know what I mean? Like, is it like I'm not, if I'm gonna beat somebody, this is gonna come out weird, that I think that intellectual,
You make it so weird.
I'm okay with, like, but if it's like, like a 5-year-old beats you 4 times at checkers, you're like, nah, motherfucker, no, you ain't going, fuck nap time, you ain't going nowhere. Like,
no, I could handle defeat when it's something like that. It's like that. There's no point I see in crushing the spirit of a child like that.
Yeah, me neither.
But if you're an adult and you're talking shit, and I'm holding back because you're talking shit and it's on, then I will make it my business to destroy you.
Samesies.
So don't put me in that position, because I will take it and enjoy and revel in it.
Okay.
Nobody puts Andres in the corner.
Mr. Editor, can you go ahead and don't put me in that position, because I will take it and revel in it. If you could just keep that little section just for personal use.
For your personal use? Wow.
And
No,
enjoy it.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
I fucked myself on that. That
Yeah,
came
you
out
did.
weird.
Can you please cut the I fucked myself
Host
on
it.
that? Can someone please cut that one? Thank you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're gonna keep his and not mine.
What are you talking about? I'm a team player.
This is bloopers. Sorry, go ahead.
No, this is comics. This is not bloopers.
And we are everywhere.
Look at somebody remembering their lines.
Wow.
How about for you, Seven? Board game or anything else?
I mean, board game, like whenever it comes down to board games, it's always been Monopoly here at when I was growing up as a kid. But the one where it's like, oh yeah, like this game, like it's on is Uno. Like, don't,
yeah.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
fuck with Uno.
You got your last card in the draw four. Fuck you, bitch. Let's go.
Yeah. Uno, like you think Monopoly destroys families? Uno definitely destroys families. Like,
Nice.
We just played Uno Flip this past weekend, and yeah,
Uno
that shit happened.
Okay, so I haven't played Uno Flip though. I think the one that I really, really dig is Uno Attack. That one's dope.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If no one's ever played that one, it's a device that you put your cards in there, and you have to push a button on the machine in order to draw cards.
Well, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh, where you have that little thing. And
no, it's not attached to your arm.
Damn it.
That'd be dope. Draw 4. Uno. No.
Blue Eyes White Dragon. Go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but no, it's it's Uno for me. Like legit. Like anyone wants to play Uno, like I'm down. And if it's one of those where you're fucking me over the entire game, where it's like, oh, we're gonna skip you. Oh, we're gonna skip you. Oh, now it's reverse, and we're gonna skip you, and it's a reverse. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like it's on. So
you picked the fucking perfect game. Like that was like, oh, I'm not competitive. Uno. What?
Yep.
Motherfucker? Like
yeah, that was a
game.
trigger warning. That was a trigger right there for everybody.
Uno.
I can only imagine
don't
everybody that's
play
listening.
as a couple. Don't play
Yeah.
with somebody you're like really close to.
Uno's the equivalent of the girl who puts up her hair in a ponytail and starts to fucking take her earrings off. Like that's Uno.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree.
100%.
I agree. So we're gonna live stream a game of Uno. No,
Oh yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
That'll be the last comic show ever. Fuck that motherfucker.
But we're still recording.
Since we're still talking about board games, and that's technically Dungeons and Dragons, how about we talk about the casting for the film for Dungeons and Dragons, which is supposed to come out 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And the cast so far is, oh God, I'm gonna butcher his name. Ray John Page. He's the guy from Bridgerton.
Ray J's gonna be in Dungeons and Dragons?
Not Ray J.
No. Okay, calm down.
Calm down, because that's what got me excited. Ray J.
Yeah, because she was gonna mention the sex tape.
Yes, I was, but I thought
that movie with that movie with Kim was great.
She's not in it.
All right.
But he's in it. Chris Pine, Hugh Grant, Michelle Rodriguez, Sophia Lilly, which I had to search which movie she had been in, and then I realized that I knew who she was because she was in It. Mm-hmm. She was Beverly Marsh in the 2017 It. And then she's also in Gretel and Hansel, which I don't know if you guys saw that, but she plays Gretel on that. That movie wasn't. It was
that with Hawkeye?
No, that's a different one.
Oh. No. And then Justice Smith, which was the guy in Pokemon Detective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
him.
He looks familiar.
So it's just, there's still no kind of script for the movie so far, or any like plot that was talked about. But I mean, it's mostly loosely based on the game, which we know is a role play game, fantasy. Are you guys excited to see that?
I know it would never be this, but they have done these type of movies. press
Mhm.
left on the button if you want it to go this way. Press.
Oh, like an interactive one?
Yeah,
Mm.
that could be cool because us as nerds would go every direction just to figure out every separate way of watching the movie. No?
Not really.
Well,
No.
that is Dungeons and Dragons, though.
No, I know, and you know, Hollywood tried to do it once before back in 2000. You know, with Jeremy Irons and Marlon Wayans, and it didn't work out. It was really really bad. So I mean, like I heard about it and then I saw the cast. I'm like, okay, but I'm trying to like keep my composure to it because the 2000, the one that happened 20 years ago, was garbage. So, but I mean, I get what you're trying to say as far as like an interactive type thing. I saw Batman Death in the Family, the on HBO Max, and that one's interactive, and I wasn't for it. It's like I know the story. It's like I already know the storyline. Like I don't want to, you know, oh, Batman turns left instead of right. He still dies. So I'm not kind of like, all right, whatever.
Spoiler.
Come on, dude. Death in the Family, like that comic book came out a while back. If you didn't know that, you know, Robin died, then you know, go check out Comics Alliance and they'll tell you everything.
Right now, single tear, somebody just like yeah. That's the only way I would see it is like interactive. Otherwise, you're just making Game of Thrones with the name Dungeons and Dragons.
I would not mind watching it. I don't say I feel weird saying like, oh, I'll wait for it to be on the streaming sites or whatever because of what shit that's going on right now. But I don't if it would get like early release or at a theater if say everything is well by then. I don't know if I'd rush out to go see it, but I'm not opposed to watching it. And it's weird that they didn't cast Joe Manganiello because he's such a big fan. I thought it would be like perfect casting for him. Like he even has like a clothing brand, Death Saves, based on like Dungeons and Dragons. So
Isn't that like? Doesn't he have like his own like expansion pack or something like that?
I think that's a Death Saves pack.
Yeah.
Even in Big Bang Theory, like there was a whole episode about them wanting to be invited, and then Penny went. Yeah, like that was a fucking good episode because he's admitted on K-Rock like that's what he does, and it became like a big thing, and like it's celebrities playing fucking D&D, and it would be celebrities you did think would play, and then there's ones that you didn't think would play, and I was like, but you're married to Sofia Vergara. Like I agree.
Vergara.
I couldn't remember the name, and then you called me out in it, but I'm pretty sure Vergara.
No, Sofia Vergara.
Oh, he hit you with the spice.
Michael Jordan, and you're the guy that's trying to stop him, and then he's just slamming it.
No, it's straight out Mortal Kombat. Finish him. Hits you with the
Sofia Vergara.
Ooh, with the Latin spice.
Mm-hmm. That was spicier than the fucking sauce we had.
God.
You're so bad, dude. That's horrible.
I know. I heard it, and it was just that I was like, fuck, it's funny because no one left.
And a screeching halt. Congratulations,
exactly. Once again. But I do hope that I feel that there could be possibilities to the movie because I was thinking it could be done in a way maybe like Jumanji, where it's like it's somebody sitting at a table, they're having a game, and then it's like you get thrown into the game.
That'd be cool.
Kind of. I was like, maybe that should work out in a way, and then you know, like it's a world building kind of fantasy, and then it could build up on top of that if it's done right. Because you're right, the last film in 2000 or whenever it came out, it was shit. So I think there's a lot of possibilities again if it's done right, and I hope that they do because I think that the Dungeons and Dragons has such a cult following that it would do it some good if it did well.
I will say that I think that Stranger Things, since they've been like it's been really popular and they play it during the show, I think that like if they release it anytime soon, especially since the newer season's coming out soonish, that they have that going for it. So
kind of like a promo, yeah, because they play it there.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go
I'm sure
ahead.
that Joe Manganiello will probably still be casted in it. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I feel that if he's not casted in the movie in some role, you know, if we go down the road, the Jumanji road, and he's actually the dungeon master and he's the one putting the game together, that would be cool.
Oh,
You know,
that'd be awesome.
that would be kind of cool because I think he's even gone on record saying that he loves to do that. He loves to, you know, be the dungeon master and, you know, narrate the game and whatnot. And
That's
then,
funny. Sorry, I didn't
No,
mean
no.
to cut you off. Another Joe Manganiello quick fact is that he's a big Smiths fan and Morrissey fan, and he's the producer of an upcoming comedy called Shoplifters of the World that has like the Smiths as a
That's the whole fucking soundtrack.
yeah.
That's fucking dope. I'm
That's
down to
cool.
watch that.
I think they just released the trailers too. So Shoplifters of the World film, search it. Yeah,
Nice.
sorry.
We'll have to check it out. Yeah, no. But that's what I'm thinking is that it would be a huge miss if they don't cast him. But I can kind of see like, you know, like how everyone, like we were talking about a few minutes ago, you know, he's huge in hosting these, you know, dungeon. And then what if it turns out to be a Jumanji game, you know, type thing, you know, Joe's hosting the game and Chris Pine shows up, Hugh Grant shows up, you know what I mean? And then they all get, you know, like, you know, I mean, yeah, a little bit of a ripoff of Jumanji, but still, I think it would be kind of dope to kind of watch. You know what I mean?
Or at the very least, if it was a legit movie, make everything feel like it was by chance.
Uh-huh.
Like it was a role of some sort. Like just by chance, you're about to die, but a lion comes in. Like just everything just kind of happened this way by chance. Instead of you just watching fucking, what's the one with the closet?
What?
The
Lion, the Witch, in the Wardrobe.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't feel like something like that.
They're actually very good movies.
That was actually a really good movie. Like, what
I
are you
was
talking
like,
about?
wait, what was bad about that movie?
No, I'm not shitting on the movie. I'm just saying, as long as it wasn't like written like that, like if everything felt like it was by chance, like you're playing the game. That's all I'm trying to say. I was gonna say Lord of the Rings, but
should have made more.
Loves the fucking.
I agree. They should have made more.
What was the last one? The Caspian Prince.
Caspian Prince was the last one.
Bastard.
Isn't there like 4 or 5 books?
I think there's more than 4.
Really? Whew.
That's why I was like, they're running super late if they're going to keep these kids on.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
The littlest one was fucking driver's license, probably. Sorry, go ahead.
The what?
The littlest one probably by now.
It was easily 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Well, the Caspian Prince was the dude in Punisher. His best friend. Fuck, I can't think of the actor's name.
Jane Thomas or Thomas Jane?
No, the TV series, the Netflix show.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Friend.
The guy that he ended up becoming Jigsaw.
Ben Bourne?
Yes.
Oh,
Ben That's exactly it.
Oh, that guy was cool.
Yeah.
That
Lion the
is
Witch in the
the
Wardrobe
Caspian
came
Prince.
came out in 2005.
God damn.
That guy
Yeah.
was like fucking Billy Crudup's like little brother. I know we are everywhere with the show.
And Caspian Prince came out in 2008. So yeah, these kids are a lot older now, and it's not going anywhere. It's about due for a reboot. So.
Speaking of a movie that is gonna get a reboot, which was around the same years as this was the year after 2009, is District 9 is getting a sequel. I know we're big fans, so
Finally.
I'll start off with Andres. What are your thoughts on this?
I was super excited when I saw that they're getting a direct sequel. I kind of always hope you kind of have like the story on Chappie. It kind of loosely based on it since it's the same writer director.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really, really love District 9, so I was really looking forward to the second part. And I was happy to see that the writer director's back. I can't think of his name. Fuck. The writer and the actor is back, so we could see him.
It's
Charlton
Copley.
Copley.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You helped me. So I'm
You're a
really
team.
looking forward to.
Nice. How about you, Ash?
I don't know the whole story about District 9. I've seen it
You
many times.
need to watch it.
Are you kidding me?
No. I don't. For me, it ended up being a bummer the way that it ended because he was
Oh,
really turning into.
Oh,
yeah. I was just
So,
like, wait,
I don't
what?
know
When he
the
gets on the
story,
ship and
did
goes
you
to
see
space.
all of us? We were ready to attack. We were like,
I don't
what
know,
do you-
I know we're all gonna pounce.
but I don't know if it's a story if it was a story about him becoming one of them, or if it's like he's gonna be one of them, and then the sequel's gonna be like him being one of them, but not really one of. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it's gonna be
Oh yeah.
if it's gonna
Well,
be
I hope
something, or like he's
because
still the hero.
he goes in the spaceship and goes up hoping to get his human form back. So I hope.
Oh,
it-
okay. See
like,
that part I didn't get. I just slowly but surely like the hand and the little eye that fucking became the reptile eye, like little by little. I didn't. Yeah, I thought in the end he just became one of them. That's how I took that.
Well, he did. Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. But that's why he got on the ship, hoping to go back to the planet to become human again. We'll see where it goes. Obviously, I don't know the story.
Mm, cool.
Esteban.
That's why it ended as a bummer for me, but I didn't know the ship thing. But yeah, it ended up like it's like a guy you're watching like fucking the ant try to make it after you squash the back of it and just dies. It's like that's how I took that whole movie.
No, dude, that movie was great. I loved it.
Like fucking Cloverfield, you're like this fucking great ass love story, and then like and fuck you. That's how I took it.
Cloverfield is another movie I'm looking forward to. So, and like a direct sequel, not just like this the spin-off sequels.
Spin-off.
Yeah, I'm stoked about it. I really am. District 9 was really, really good. I loved it. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys need to actually go check it out. And if you can, check out Neil Blomkamp's other films, Elysium and Chappie.
Chappie.
Chappie's
Chappie was
great.
cool.
Chappie's great. Elysium was good. It was good. But yeah, I'm excited about District 9. So if it's going to be a direct sequel, I mean, it could very well be, like immediately after, or kind of like, kind of go with the 11-year gap that's been going on, that's, between District 9, because it's going to be called District 10. So, I mean, I'm stoked about it. I loved it. It was great. I'll probably end up watching it again. Sorry, I was trying to pull up on IMDb and see if there was anything else on it. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm excited. I'm probably gonna want to try to catch the movie again later.
Yes. I'm just in the same boat as you guys are. I remember watching this movie. I was working at a movie theater when it came out, so we would like screen them before they would come out. So I remember that. So when we were talking about how long it had been since it released, then I realized how old I am. But I'm very young, guys. Very young. But yes, I'm excited. I am excited the fact that it is a direct sequel, because and like Ash said, it left us kind of like, okay, what can happen or what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I like Chappie a lot. Elysium. I don't recall how I felt about it. I did watch it, but I'm gonna have to rewatch all of them just so that they're fresh in my mind. So movie party probably tomorrow. I'll be watching those.
Nice.
Besides that, sorry, I just there was something distracting me. Now that you guys needed to know that. But let's talk about Thor: Love and Thunder. Did you guys happen to catch the images that were released, kind of like the fake set with Ash? What just happened?
We're talking about Thor 4, and Thor 3 is not even out, right? Or am I tripping?
You are tripping, dude.
You're tripping as fuck.
I know Dark World. Where's Thor 3?
Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh my bad, dog.
Oh my
My
Jesus!
bad. No, that was
Wow.
Thor 2.
Yeah, that was like the best Thor.
It just didn't happen. It was like fucking Stranger Things. Okay, got it.
That-
That was the Upside Down. Got it. And that guy was
Okay.
fucking funny. That big rock guy that in real life is like that.
Exactly.
Org.
Yeah, that guy's fucking hilarious.
That's Taika Waititi.
Bless you.
No.
Was that him?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was him.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, don't.
Oh, not the,
Don't come
no,
at
the
me
English
like
guy
that.
from fucking Yes Man. That wasn't him?
It was Taika Waititi.
That's his name?
That's his name.
The director, Taika Waititi.
That's the director.
Oh, no, I thought it was the English guy from Yes Man.
Oh
No? The guy that fucking hosts the Harry Potter? No.
no.
You know What We Do in the Dark? That's Taika Waititi.
No. See,
Yeah.
what we do in the darkest night. No. No.
Hey now.
He's
Everything
not.
Hey
Okay.
now.
Host
Easy.
it.
Yeah, he was also the voice of the IG robot in The Mandalorian in the first season.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good one.
But going back to the images of Thor, Love and Thunder, we did get to see Melissa McCarthy as Hela, which is kind of like they're doing a spoof like they did on the last Thor movie. But last time they were performing for Loki. Who do you guys think they're performing for now? Who's putting on the show? Valkyrie?
Well,
I don't
she
know.
is.
She's poking fun at Thor.
She is the queen of Asgard now, so that would be
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, I'm not too sure because from what it looks like they have everybody returning. You know, Matt Damon and Luke Hemsworth and Sam Neill. You know, coming back to reprise those small roles that they had. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be like one of those. I mean, it's Taika, so he's gonna make it funny, but yet, you know, and not a throwaway scene, but kind of integral to the story, you know, or a part of the story somehow, some way. But he's gonna figure it out. I'm excited about it. When I first saw it, I thought it was a joke that Melissa McCarthy was cast as fake Hela.
Hela.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke, but I'm just kind of like, okay. And then I saw the set photos or the drone photos that were leaked. I'm kind of like, okay, cool. That's not bad. I'm all for it. I mean, he did great in Ragnarok. I'm stoked to see this one because we're getting Thunderstrike Thor. So yeah, if no one knows what Thunderstrike Thor is, just Google it. It's heavy rocker Thor with a cut off leather jacket. And his hammer is weird, but whatever. So I'm down for it.
It was set mostly like an 80s metal band, right? Like his
I think
aesthetic.
so. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. The ponytail and the cut off leather jacket, and yeah, it was.
So
it was
this
pretty
is
cool.
not we're not getting the girl Thor.
We are.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be happening.
Jane, right? Jane is
Yeah.
gonna be the girl Thor.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean Natalie Portman, buddy?
I didn't mean
No,
I didn't mean it that
the
way.
girl.
I know there's Marvel champions that I played. Oh, come on, guys. Come on.
Just
All
digging
right,
himself
I didn't-
a hole.
I know. I'm trying to like no, it's not gonna work. But fuck it. The girl Thor in the fucking game, I didn't know it was Jane Smith.
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster.
Smith.
Jane Foster. Yes. And he said Jane Foster the whole thing. Come on. I'm not gonna lose my fucking nerd credit. It came so far.
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. So I got the gender of the other Thor. Didn't I?
Leave me alone, guys.
I did forget that there was a Thor 3, but that's not good.
We're gonna need you to turn in your nerd card, and then you can have it back once you watch The Exorcist twice in a row.
I've already done that, not in a row, but I've done.
Well, Andres can pick the horror movie that you have to watch in order to get
No,
your nerd card
why?
back.
No, he fucking watched
Oh.
like Faces of Death. Like I'm not down.
I'm not
Okay,
down.
so that it's lame.
He's gonna
I
make me
want to
watch.
tell us what you're
That's
drinking
real.
since you are drink of the night, and I completely forgot about that.
Okay, so one, I didn't know that I had the drink of the night because I am Ash and I drink on a daily. Evan Williams and Modelo. I am a basic bitch.
You heard it here first.
Or you hear it every single day. What are we on? 23?
23.
So cheers to you.
What?
Oh wow.
Cheers.
Okay. Yes, I said cheers to you. Have you guys seen the trailer for Without Remorse with
Your boo
oh
boo.
my god, my boyfriend.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
She's still mad because he didn't tell her that he got
Hey,
all
Carmen, why you
wifed up.
The only
Why you
fan
blushing,
thing.
Carmen?
Fuck, that's still
My
going.
what?
Why you blushing, Carmen?
Yeah. He's into it.
Well, because let me tell you, I did watch it, and I'm definitely going to be watching this movie. It looks really good.
In slow-mo.
Exactly. Frame by frame, I'm going to freeze it.
So we expect an analyzed breakdown of Without Remorse. Okay.
She's gonna go cop
Yeah.
the illegal bootleg DVDs.
An
frame by
hour
frame.
in an hour and 23 minutes, he shows this like left ab thing that it's amazing. Like it glistens in the sun, and there's like a lot.
Is there any integral
I'm just
part to the
gonna leave
story
it
of
up
that?
in the background.
It's gonna be the background of her phone.
100%.
Which the next time she's hosting, it's gonna be Michael B. Jordan. Every time she talks, it's just a picture of him.
I'm going to have a
The
cutout
poster
right
and the wall
here.
behind her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
He's going to be like reaching around me and like, look, guys, nice to meet my boyfriend.
He's
But
actually in the background, like Carmen somehow has kidnapped Michael B. Jordan. So like, save us.
Ratings.
But it is an action thriller, and it is done by Tom Clancy. Clancy, right?
Clancy.
And it's a former Navy SEAL turned CIA operative kind of narrative where a drug lord or a villain, I don't know if accidentally, it's not kind of stated on the trailer or you can't see, but they happen to kill his wife, and then he just kind of goes revenge and loses it, right? Because he lost his wife. So I'm sorry, I totally just detailed the trailer, but did you guys watch it?
I saw it. I thought it was great. It was really cool. It had a lot of and ever since I know I'm going to give it a comparison, and I know I shouldn't, but it's very John Wick to it.
John Wick.
What I mean? You know what I mean? Like ever since I saw John Wick or you know the chapters and whatnot, it's kind of like that's what I compare it to. You know, John Wick. But I will say there's one scene that just sold me. Like I'm in because at first when I first saw it, I'm like, it's another John Wick-ish movie. But there's one scene where you see one of the guys walking and there's like a pond, or not a pond, like a fountain. And then he's just walking, and then he pans his rifle over the water, and you just see this arm come up and grab him and pull him down into the water. I'm like, all right, I'm in. It's cool. I'm gonna watch that. So it was great. I'm just expecting the in-depth breakdown of Without Remorse from Carmen as soon as the movie comes out in April. So it's going to be one of those really long podcasts from us with Carmen's breakdown.
Yes, it's definitely going to be. But that's like I definitely have to watch that like on my own or with my sister, because then my boyfriend's going to be like, why are you pausing it so much to stare at Michael B. Jordan?
No, just say that you're doing research. You're doing research for the podcast. That's all. That's all it is.
Right. And then as we're recording, that's what you tell him.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's like it's going to be one of those things like, why is Michael B. Jordan in the closet? Like, what's happening? Don't worry about it. It's fine.
We're gonna need that on.
Don't worry about it. Sorry, Ash. Go ahead. Did you watch it?
No, but I just thought about something. How like Cobra Kai is basically the alternate universe of Cobra Kai. I said Cobra Kai is Cobra Kai. No, Creed.
Yeah.
Creed is Cobra Kai, but the movie version. If you really got to think about it, I know, I understand.
Is it just
Oh, okay.
okay? Yeah, no. Let's
Okay,
just
so
move on. No,
Creed
no.
3 is gonna have
Three of
Mr.
those
T's
Evan
kid,
Williams you have?
and then
What?
what? Creed 3 is gonna have Mr. T's kid, and he's already fought Ivan Drago's kid. And then if you think about Cobra Kai, and how it's gonna be a thing. It's like the movie version. It's like Cobra Kai, like with like a big ass budget. I went
Okay.
everywhere with that.
It's like
But nowhere.
went
Right,
everywhere,
and then
but
like
nowhere.
Creed 4, when it's like fucking Apollo's fighting his fucking double son, like you're gonna be like, oh yeah, he was right 2 years ago. I I love anything. Well, not the way Carmen does, but I love anything Michael B. Jordan does because he's an actor's actor.
Yeah, you do.
Even in Fantastic Four, like I love an actor that attacks like if I'm in Annie, nope. If I'm in the movie Annie or I'm in fucking Shakespeare, like you're gonna attack it the same way because you are the actor's actor. And
Like
that's
Daddy
why
Warbucks.
it came to the point where like superhero movies are not going away. So fucking Anthony Hopkins which would probably do a fucking superhero movie anyway. But there's
He's
layers.
done a superhero movie. He's actually done 3.
I just said that shit.
I'm just saying.
Just said that shit.
Oh.
But I'm saying there's Anthony Hopkins that's like, I'm gonna get to play with this. That came out weird. But you know what I mean? Like there's actors that are taking it for real and making these movies, as opposed to Dolph Lundgren, who I respect now, and was like, this is a paycheck and fucking made Punisher or whatever. Like Michael B. Jordan is of that status where I feel like I'm attacking this as a legit movie, and that's why Creed worked, and that's why he will make this work. Michael B. Jordan's a fucking moneymaker, dude.
Oh yeah, he is.
That was a long way to go.
Way to fucking even when, unfortunately, even when he died in Black Panther, like there was talks of how he could take over the mantle, even though he died. You know what I mean? As Killmonger. I will shut up.
What?
Okay. Since you brought us to a screeching halt, but you did mention Marvel, do we want to recap all of WandaVision at the end, or do we want to kind of cover it now in the first episode? Like, not the first episode, obviously, of the season, but the one that we missed talking about before I move on to something else.
I'm down either way.
Okay, so I'll just move on to another subject and leave that towards the end. Sorry, yeah, I got sidetracked because we talked about Marvel anyways. So let's talk about another superhero movie, which we're all so excited to see. Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League. Did you guys watch that trailer that he released on of the mother boxes, or the mother box and the origin story of the characters and how he's going to present them in the movie?
Yes.
Any thoughts? Did it change your mind? Are
No,
we more excited?
I mean, it hasn't changed my mind about the movie, but with the other not allegations, but the other things that have been coming out in regards to that, it's like there was one article that I saw that the WB execs are not impressed with Snyder's cut. And it came from Geekosity. It was a website called Geekosity, and it says execs are not impressed with the Snyder Cut despite the positive buzz surrounding the Justice League re-release online. It also says WB higher ups said that they say WB higher ups are still to be unhappy with with it as they never liked what Snyder was doing in the first place. So it kind of seems like he was set up for failure, from what it sounds like, which is why they kind of leaked the whole Superman reboot to kind of bury Snyder's the Snyder cut. So it kind of sucks. But I do kind of feel like it's being shoved down our throat every day, every week, leading up to March 18th. So am I still going to watch it? Yes, I'm still going to watch it. Am I going to have the bar set low? Absolutely. But still, if this is something that's happening, it kind of sucks that they're doing this to Snyder. But still hasn't changed my thought process about or how I feel about the movie. What do you
How
think,
about you,
Andres?
I don't give a fuck, good or bad. I want to see the movie. It's not going to change. Any news or new trailer or any fucking thing that comes out, I'm fucking done. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to watch it regardless, and I'll give my own decision after I see it. And fucking Warner Brothers coming out and like fucking releasing news of a new fucking Superman movie. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Like, it's too much news, good and bad, coming out for this movie. I just want it out, and I'll see it, and I'll give my own decision. And yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Ash?
I almost feel like that's the point. Like, if I don't, I came out with something, and then Esteban's gonna come out with his own edit, and how could I fuck that over? Do you know what I mean? Like, just that's. I'm trying to bring it like to us, like how could I fuck that over? Like, fucking overhype it. I could have released a picture of Batman this week, but I will release a picture of Superman this week, and then a picture of this next week, and then I will show Darkseid, and then I'll show little clips of everything that this motherfucker has said. Like, this is what I planned for this entire time. Now I'm gonna go ahead as the studio, because I already have in my head that this is not gonna work. I'm gonna go ahead and do this because I'm already on this whole other fucking scrap everything you've just done. I want a blah 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 Wonder Woman, and I want a, because that's what's gonna work today. And it's just, it sucks. It fucking sucks. It's like you should see this as the money that you're spending to fuck over another person or fucking another vision. Like, it, if this takes off, like, this could build, we have to rehire Ray Fisher. You know what I mean? Like it's, or we may have to figure out a way to get Amber Heard back. Like, it's almost better for them if this doesn't work, because now we can scrap everything.
Well, that's the thing, is that's how I feel. It's like they've shoved every piece of news down our throat every single week. And trust me, it's not over. I was reading something that Zack Snyder ended up putting out a specific Batman poster and certain scenes or a trailer centered around Batman. There's going to be like 4 others that are going to be coming out. There's going to be one around Wonder Woman. There's going to be one around the Flash. There's going to be one around Aquaman and Cyborg. So it's not over. I mean, it's March 4th. We've got another 14 days until this thing comes out. So it's another 14 days of content that we're going to be seeing.
But when this first started out, it was only 4 extra minutes. It was never going to be a big deal. And now we're getting Darkseid, and now we're getting Black Superman. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the thing, is that I kind of feel that, if if all of this is true, as far as the WB exec saying that they never liked the way that it was going to go and blah, 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 this and that. And like, then why did you why are you letting the Snyder cut happen if that's the case? You know what I mean? Because there was, I think I was reading that there was an interview that Zack Snyder gave that his trilogy or his universe was Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, and he wanted Justice League to have another 2 sequels. So it'd be Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. And I'm not sure if you guys saw it online, but they're like he himself, Snyder, ended up releasing what his timeline was going to be for, or his outline for Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. So I mean, I was reading it. It seemed, I mean, on paper, it seemed great, you know, on how they're going to do it. But I mean, I think the one that I'm looking forward to would, if it was going to happen, I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Snyder thing's like done. It's dead and it's done. But was be Justice League 3 was because Justice League 3 is completely centered around the alternate timeline or the alternate universe of the nightmare scene. And it's supposed to, that's the entire movie is that, you know. So
which would have sucked because, it would have been great. What sucks is that's your entire vision.
Right.
Come to life.
No, and that's what and to your point, like it's all this, like they just want to get it. And that's the thing that's like, okay, if this thing's done already or has been done for some time, release it. Let it out, let people watch it, let people decide from there.
Don't fucking release Tom and Jerry and then say fucking Justice League. Like, come on, just fucking get it. If you just want it done, just get it done.
I mean, I don't know what you have against Tom and Jerry. I mean,
I saw the first 20 minutes. I'm not impressed. We will get to that another time.
Wow.
You saw Tom and Jerry? You like that? It was not good.
I didn't get to the part. My kid saw it.
I'm gone.
That's it for me.
So I will repeat what I've been saying every time that we talked about this, which is very similar to what Andres said, except that I don't, not so much fuck you to it or like I don't care, but I'm just over the hype. Like, okay, fine, it's almost gonna be the release date, so stop talking about it and then let me watch it and then we can talk about it, because it seems like they want us to forget about it because of all the negative stories that were attached to it and all the things that have come out with the cast involved. But then also it's like, oh, but please be hyped up because this could have been great. So it's like, so do you want me to be mad? Like, I don't know how to feel about it. So I'm over it. And so I was going to say, just give it to me, but that was going to be taken in very different ways. So just release it.
That was going to be our new ringtone.
No.
The way I see it more too is like the way that I told you guys, like, I hope this ends up being like one of the most successful DC films. And then that way fucking everybody has to fucking eat their, not us, but whatever they were trying for. And then they released a whole other fucking like 2 years of these type of movies. And then the one thing that doesn't work out because they stuffed their nose in it, and they're like, no, that goddamn Snyder 2 years ago, it didn't work. And then we're like, fucking, we released 8 movies that worked, but they, you know what I mean? Like they pinpoint that one time to keep the fucking job. Like I hope that happens.
I mean, I'm confused by the whole thing as far as their marketing too. The only one that I see like hyping it up and posting and constantly about it is Ray Fisher. I don't see. I mean, I went.
Which is weird because he's the guy that's like fucking. I'm
exactly.
That's
cool. Exactly, and that's the thing. It's like I see him hyping it up the most, and it's like I went to Twitter, you know, today to try to look at Ben Affleck's, Gal Gadot's, Jason Momoa, try to find their profiles to see like what kind of hype they're putting out themselves. You know what I mean? All I see is a retweet from WB Films from Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck, and then
you want to work. It's hard.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Ray Fisher is just like it's happening, boom, 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 all this stuff, and then Momoa is, from what I've seen, has been radio silent as far as promoting this thing, because I remember he was all about it, and then all of a sudden it's like dead silent, you know. So I don't know if like to him it was a joke, like to like release the Snyder cut and then it's like, oh shit, it's really happening, okay, you know, or what. But I'm confused by it. You know what I mean? I see the WB pushing it.
3 more movies if you shut the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I see the WB pushing it, I see HBO Max pushing it, and then Ray Fisher pushing it, but I don't see any other push from any one of the other actors. I see retweets and all this other stuff, but Ray Fisher, as from what I've seen, is the only one praising Snyder, and this and that, and and if it's for the fact that like, okay, it was a fight to get the movie out and all that stuff, okay, cool, but again, it still doesn't change the fact on how I feel about the movie. It's like, okay, just release it and let's move on. And 4 hours, 4.5 hours, fine, whatever. But it's going to be one of those. It's going to be, watch it and get it over with, and then you'll hear what we think about it, when it comes out. So
I love Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro, and I still haven't seen Kill the Irishman because it's 3 hours, and I know I am going to have to invest. So it's like you're trying to get the general public invested in nerddom.
You got an hour a day to break it up in 3 days. That's being so precious about it. Fuck.
pretty much.
I like the movie. I'm like, please do watch it.
I love
it. But
I'm getting there.
I do want to touch up on the news that shut up. The Andres kind of mentioned and we glossed over, which was Warner Brothers announcing the Superman with J.J. Abrams. Now, I know it's not the Henry Cavill version of Superman, and it is supposed to be Calvin Ellis's version, correct?
Yes, I believe so, yes.
Okay. Now, I don't know much about this version of Superman. So I do know that he's Black, and he's a president in Earth 23, I think.
It's either 23 or either 23 or Earth 2, one of the two. It's one of those two, Superman.
They pointed out that he was a different color in like two different Earths.
Yeah, so Earth 23 and Earth 2, it's a Black Superman.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. But one of the two is supposed to be modeled after Barack Obama, because he's the president in that Earth, as well as Superman. So
is it this version?
I believe it is. I believe that's the version that they're going with.
Okay. I prefer Henry Cavill as Superman. I really liked his portrayal of Superman. I still was waiting for a movie with him, a solo movie, another one. I don't know if we're gonna get that with these news, but how do you guys feel about it? I mean, Andres, you look very disappointed in a way.
I agree with you that I wanted another. I don't think Henry Cavill was given a fair shake as the role, and then we got the news that he was let go. And then we have the news that he's back. And yeah, it's cool. Okay, another Marvel movie, or sorry, DC movie, comic book character movie, with the Superman in it. Yeah, it's cool. They haven't earned, DC hasn't earned me getting like super hyped up for anything yet.
Okay.
I've enjoyed a bunch of movies they've made. I haven't been in love with anything other than the first Wonder Woman. So like fucking Marvel could talk about any fucking character they're gonna put out, and I'd be like, fuck yeah, I trust them. Like, who gives a shit? I'm gonna watch, and I'm sure it's gonna be great in its own way. But DC hasn't earned it yet. So yeah, I look forward to it, and it's good that we get a new version of Superman, and a new actor gets to put on his performance as that Superman. But yeah, we'll wait and see how it goes.
Ash.
We'll talk about this later, but the Superman and Lois Superman was not my Superman. Still not my Superman, but I did like the show. You're doing all this fucking shit, and you're promoting Henry Cavill knowing you're not going to continue with him. It's the dumbest fucking thing. Like, Man of Steel Superman didn't win me over. Batman versus Superman, Henry Cavill, that was my Superman. But it took me. Christopher Reeves has the fucking mantle so far as me. Henry Cavill won the mantle with me, and then you're changing my shit, and I don't fucking like that. And what sucks is the thing that you're giving up on, which would have been Flashpoint, and the thing that you're trying to give credence to and shit on at the same time would make sense to have 9 Superman men at the same time. Just it just fucking frustrates me. Like, you literally could have the thing that you want to do in movies, the Superman and Lois Superman and Henry Cavill in this fucking thing, if you just did everything as a graphic novel. Like, Joker died like 47 times, but we still accept that Joker's alive in this era. You know what I mean? Like, just attack everything as a story. I'm gonna go with the fucking here. I'm the oldest one in this fucking group, so I'm gonna go ahead and go into a story. I legit hated that Christopher Nolan did this as a trilogy, and I hated it at first, and now I accept it because he did it as a trilogy. My story's done. Fuck you, motherfuckers. And I feel like Zack Snyder tried to do that, and it just didn't work for whatever reason. And it might have been because like one worked fucking amazingly, and then 2 worked amazingly because that's a lot of people's Joker to this day. And then part 3, everybody like shout on it, and it was like at the end. But like it just sucks that DC just it didn't make me $1 billion drop it. And I can't stand that because Marvel's like, didn't work, but we will make this work. Like, you now have to watch First Class to understand why this movie works. Like, or blah blah blah. Marvel always makes fucking the other thing that didn't work like a gem, and DC just didn't work. Blah. Like, let's figure this out, and it's just okay. Like, let's just whatever. I know I'm ranting, but I DC is amazing at storytelling in comics, and I don't understand why they can't make it work in movies, especially when they just don't give it the clout. And then they're giving the clout to the one thing that they have, and at the same time, we all know that's going to go nowhere. It's almost like we're going to release this thing that's going to go nowhere because we're already going to have Superman, and we've already casted this, and here's where we're going, but we're gonna release this. And that's how I feel. Like, it's fucked up because it took me a lot to build a new Batman. Like, Ben Affleck is like, Batman, the way that he attacked Batman was amazing because when we were introduced to Batman for his Batman, he, fucking, I'm just ranting. I understand I'm ranting. He was escaping like fucking shotguns. And in the next scene, he's getting fucking blades to the fucking face. Like, that is Batman in that I can no longer do this. I am going to figure out a way to continue to be Batman. Batman Beyond should be like, there is absolutely no way I can be Batman. And I figured out every single way to be that. And I feel like I'm not.
You support
in Waterboy. I feel like the guy that's trying to twist his nipples.
What?
I've gotten my hopes up with DC movies a lot, and I'm putting more of my heart into DC TV shows than I am into the movies because they're ready to fucking scrub everything at the drop of a hat, and I'm not happy with that.
I'm sorry. Your tone of voice seems very somber and like very
No,
sad.
I'm not happy
So
with it. Like it's fucked up. Like fucking, we dealt with fucking First Class was amazing, and then blah blah blah. I understand that was Sony, but now with the Sony thing, where Pietro was a thing because of this horrible Sony thing, right? The Sony thing that we didn't like was now made into something in WandaVision. I
got
know.
it. Okay. No,
Pietro.
you took me
Pietro.
out of it because
Pietro
what
was
you
a thing.
talking about?
Pedro?
He
Pedro.
says
Both for
it.
Pedro. Always.
Pedro, but she said that.
Pietro. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yes. Stevan, how do you feel about the new version of Superman?
Oh, Stevan, so gotta go.
Look, all I'm gonna say is DC. I'm talking to you, DC. And granted, they're not gonna hear this, and I don't give a shit. But you're fucking up. Okay, you're taking absolutely loved characters and you're fucking it up. You really are. And then you need to get your shit together because it's come to the point where I'm not upset about it anymore. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm fucking disappointed. Okay. So that's where I'm at with this whole thing. If they treat this whole Superman reboot as an Elseworld story because they're trying to make the multiverse a thing, cool, fine, I'm all for it. No big deal. Okay, they're trying to make the multiverse a thing, and if this becomes a one-shot Superman reboot, cool. I would say don't take it away from Cavill. Cavill did a great job. I liked him as Superman. I want to see more of his story. If this is the main DC universe and we can have, the other Superman in his own alternate universe. And if we have, 3 movies or trilogy with that one, cool. No big deal. That I don't mind, I don't mind that. But DC, you're fucking up big time because you're taking characters and it didn't work this one time. We're going to go and recast and start up. No, fuck that, dude. Work with what you got. Do it. And go from there. The only thing that I would say is hire better writers. So, and not Josh Whedon. Don't hire that creep.
Hire somebody that is going to create an arc. This is where we start with this movie, and this is where we're going, and this is where we have to end. Don't fucking
get the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers, I guarantee you, you give Superman or Batman to the Russo brothers or Green Lantern to the Russo brothers. Knock it out of the park, guaranteed.
They did 3 and they still fucking. There's a 4th now, Matrix, but you know what I mean. Like it's gonna be a thing. If you do things right, yeah, fuck. And
the Wachowskis.
Yeah. You're talking about the Wachowskis.
I'm sorry.
I'm talking about the Russo brothers, the guys that did Endgame and Infinity War. Even with the Wachowskis, I mean, give the Wachowskis something, dude. I mean, I'm down for that,
That's the thing. Like, it's like you got to be on my level.
But that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say is DC, you're fucking up. I'm not mad anymore. I'm just fucking disappointed at the shit that you guys are putting out.
That was the worst thing you could have fucking gotten, DC. Like, you didn't even get like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst thing you could have gotten.
That one hurts more.
I was gonna say it kind of falls 2 ways to me too, in that it's good that we have a different Superman and they're casting that character as a person of color, but are they doing this as like fucking ploy because of everything that's been going on this past year? And they're like, oh, let's just fucking make Superman a person of color because it's been a thing that's been in the news with all the unrest that we've been dealing with. And if they were putting a different version of Superman and it not being kind of a money grab or hey, look, we cast a person of color as a different version of Superman and we put on a movie, it kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth as like they're using it more not to
They're trying to sweep it under the rug.
Not necessarily sweep it under the rug, but as a ploy, but like, hey, we're fucking progressive. Come give us fucking money for our movie.
You know who
I-
did it right? Fucking Miles Morales was the
Yeah,
first.
like,
There was that little like, no, that's my Peter Parker. Like that's Peter Parker. That's Peter Parker. But Miles Morales, there was so much Miles and Batman Beyond. But there's so much Miles Morales and Batman Beyond that there's so much fucking clout there that like, no, bro, we have so much story and we've done this all before there was an Asian Wonder Woman. Like, not that there is, but I'm just saying before you did everything that you're doing now, like there's so much background to what you're trying to do that if you build on what you're already doing, am I too late and I'm too whatever? Like there is a African American Batman, African American fucking Superman, every fucking color, and they all have their different story. Please believe we don't want to see fucking Batman's parents die again. We don't want to see Uncle Ben die again. We want to figure out how this guy became Superman, Spider-Man, blah 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 in their own fucking story. But you're not fucking doing it right.
yeah, like I agree what you said. Like you could just say like there's been reports that Kamala Khan is going to be Miss Marvel, and but you already have a Miss Marvel, and you could tell that story going forward where you have established Captain Marvel, and then you're gonna have Kamala Khan come in. So they could have done something where if they would have like fucking made a sequel to Man of Steel for Henry Cavill, and then you could have had this character and nobody would have give a shit. Like it wouldn't have been bad. It'd be like, okay, we have a fucking different character, Superman character, whatever. It would have been like it doesn't take away from the established Superman, it doesn't take away from Kal-El and Henry Cavill. It's just a different story and we could go forward from there. But the way it looks going forward, it's like, okay, we didn't like, or everybody like Warner Brothers didn't like Henry Cavill, so we're just going to recast it and it's going to be something different, and they're not going to have the main Superman, and it's going to be this version going forward. It just kind of leaves a bad taste.
You know, it's fucking stupid too. Sorry, and Sevan, real quick, is like Joaquin Phoenix Joker worked, so now we're gonna make this work with Robert Pattinson. And it's like, but you had those separate worlds in the very beginning when you wrote that shit. Like, why are you? Oh, that worked. No, put them together. Like that's fucking stupid because now you're going against everything that you've been saying the entire fucking time. Like this Joker is not like when Ben Affleck was working and then fucking Joaquin Phoenix was working. Like they were even trying to figure out a different way. Like we even had a whole thing like, well, maybe he's gonna be Red Hood. Okay, like Jared Leto's gonna be Red Hood, but and you know what I mean? Like you're trying to figure out a way to make every fucking thing work because you don't know where you're gonna begin and where you're gonna end. That's why Marvel's amazing because Marvel's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then like Marvel's now doing phase 4, and it's like fucking Marvel's going into WandaVision, that's gonna go into fucking Strange, that's gonna go into it's gonna go into that. Like there's an arc that like you're the director, Esteban, I'm the director, Carmen's the director. Like we're all gonna work towards getting this whole fucking arc to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody's on board. Like make Wonder Woman your thing, but know that in the end we have to lead it to Man of Steel 2.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's on the fucking same board, and everybody in DC is like, that didn't work. Fucking Aquaman works, but an Aquaman and Wonder Woman work. Oh, Wonder Woman 2 didn't work. Oh, scratch the whole fucking thing. Like, it just doesn't. It's fucked up. I feel like I have this fucking conversation every single time, but it's like, I hate that. I love DC and Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman are my shit. But
it seems like there was a quick way, like they saw what Marvel was doing and like, oh, let's fucking jumpstart it quick where we can make a whole universe story coming at one, and they didn't lay the groundwork for everything. Like they wanted to do a Justice League slash Avengers event, and they didn't lay the bricks for it. Like you need to lay a foundation for it before it gets to that point. And they saw Marvel doing well, and they're like, "Fuck it, let's do this shit to catch up." And it didn't work. You didn't make the foundation.
And you
I
could
also
have
feel that
just
sorry,
finish it,
but
finish the story. Sorry, Carmen.
no, you're good. I I I felt when I saw these news, and I didn't know that they were kind of releasing this to trump on the fact that the Snyder Cut, they don't have faith in it. But I kind of saw it as in they see again what Marvel is doing, which is they're announcing different superheroes and the fact that they are representing other versions of, or like people of color, of what, like Miss Marvel and then America. And so they're like, oh, we got to do that too because that's working for them. So maybe if we're like scratching this already, maybe we'll start again from scratch. But now, like, like, let's be inclusive and let's represent this other stories. Which, to go with what you said, it kind of does leave a bad taste in your mouth because it's like, are you doing it because it's like you already planned that, or just because like right now it's like the thing that to do? And if it's the thing to do, like, I don't think that that's the right reason why you should be doing this project, because it's gonna fail because it's not the right reason why to do a project. You know what I mean?
That's a huge reason why fucking Black Panther took off, because it was like, it was done fucking, it was not cliche, it was not anything, like it wasn't
It wasn't a money grab. It like
tribes in Africa. No, sorry, it's Wakanda. Sorry, Africa. So
you're fine.
It was these tribes in Wakanda that always try to be king of Wakanda, but there was with the tribes within Wakanda. But on top of that, this motherfucker's an Avenger, like, and it built to a point, and he fought fucking Captain America, like. It built to a fucking point where this motherfucker is amazing and he's a mural.
While he's resetting his mic, I know we skipped over you, Esteban. Could you give us your
It's
thoughts?
me. And at the point where
Wait, hold on.
the person passed away, the person.
Ask, listen to me.
I will. Go on.
Thank you. Can we give Esteban his turn to tell us?
I was still my turn. My mic just fucked up, and we talked about.
I know, and you know what? I don't think you could hear me when I said, while you're fixing your mic, I'm gonna go to Esteban.
All right,
I apologize for that, but yes, real quick.
I don't know. I'm at a loss for words for if this is the reason why they're actually trying to do or leak that information about the reboot. Like I said, a few minutes ago, like they're fucking up big time, and it's something that they need to correct. Either correct it or just don't do it at all. You know what I mean? Because from what it looks like, it's turning into a money grab with every film that comes out, and I will honestly be very disappointed if they do the same thing to Blue Beetle. If they do something like that to Blue Beetle, I think, and it turns out to be a money grab, or they don't do the character justice, or there's a fight for another, alternate, cut for it. I can't with that stuff. Like that's like DC. I will say the thing that they're doing well, what they did well was be the first with Wonder Woman, and Marvel didn't do a Black Widow solo film. You know what I mean? They didn't do that. So that's what I think that they're going to, is that they need to work on, is work on that, and then build the foundation. Like Andres was saying, build the foundation and then go from there. Who cares if it's like, oh, you guys are copying? So what? That's how you build a foundation. That's how you tell a story. You start from the beginning. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you go from there. But to I mean, it's all reiterating what we've all said. You know, it's just one of those things where DC's just dropping the ball left and right. And if it's more out of pride that they don't want to hire, you know, who Marvel hired because of all the BS that happened with Whedon, you know, when they did the whole Justice League thing, you know, it's shame on them for that. You know, they're doing a disservice to the fans. They're doing a disservice to the storytelling of these heroes. And you know, I mean, if it's one of those things where they just pull the plug completely and they're like, well, we'll start again later in 5 or 6 years or whatever, then do that. But to try to, like we were saying, start a film, it didn't work out, so we're going to scrap it and we're going to start over. No, if it didn't work, then you find a way to fix it. So that's ultimately how I feel about this whole mess that DC has going on. So
I had wanted to say, like, the one thing that I guess I'm feeling good about because we haven't heard anything is the James Gunn Suicide Squad, because we haven't heard anything in a while.
Can I say one last bullshit though?
Sure.
Marvel has set up such a thing where we want Emma Stone back as this thing that happened fucking 8 years ago. We want Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy fucking 8 years ago, and somebody else has played Gwen Stacy since. They've set up something where we can accept Gwen Stacy as her. Like you oh my god. It's like DC is willing to cheat on their homework and not fucking do the work. And like, what's the answer? But you don't do the fucking work, and you fucking.
That was kind of my point when I said lay a foundation.
Yeah, for sure. Back to you,
know.
But that was my whole point. Like, we're willing to accept something that was done 8 years ago as fucking legit. And I'm still looking at you, Esteban, because you tell me when I fuck up. But we're willing to accept that because you've laid such a foundation that we're willing to fucking forgive everything with Marvel.
I don't think it's more of a forgiveness that we forgive, you know, what's happened. I don't think it's that. I think it's, yeah, Amazing Spider-Man was part 1 and 2 was a good film, you know, but it's just what it is that DC's airing out their dirty laundry in public is essentially what they're doing. So it's not a mere fact of forgiving what has happened in the past or forgiving, you know,
it's meant more like letting in, like we're willing to, yeah, well, that's what we want. And that's this Gwen Stacy. We want Emma Stone Gwen Stacy.
But even still, even if they don't cast Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, I wouldn't care, because again, I'm the guy that as long as the actor does a great job in the role and presents and portrays that character a certain way, like it was written in the comic books, or kind of tweaks it a little bit so that it works for the movie, I'm all for. I'm not gonna point at it and say, huh? I'm not gonna go ahead and point and say that I don't like them because they're this or they're dressed like that or these are their point of views. It's not that, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's Gwen Stacy or if it's Emma Stone or if it's Haley Steinfeld that ends up playing Gwen Stacy. It doesn't matter. I don't care. As long as the character has done justice, I don't give a shit, you know?
Okay.
So, and I want to go back to what Andres was trying to say a few minutes ago.
To be fair, I've been drinking.
I know. I've seen the shots.
100%.
I'm listening.
Okay, hold on, because I already know. Well, I don't know. Andres, have you watched the new Superman and Lois?
It's Lois.
CW show?
You okay?
Yes. Are you okay? I don't think you're okay. But that's
Lois.
fine. Okay. I didn't watch it. So I know that both Seven and Ash watched the show. So were these characters represented right in this first episode?
I give the first episode, I give it a 6 out of 10. Um, it kind of missed on cues and stuff like that I kind of was expecting, but I'm accepting it. I know a lot of people are saying that's not my Superman, or that's not this, or that's not that, but I've accepted the fact that this is a multiverse. So this is just a different Superman from a different world or a different Earth. So that's how I'm accepting it. And yeah, they're pulling from the comics. And yes, Superman did have kids in the comic books. Um, he did have twins in the comic books, but in the comic books, it was a boy and a girl that they had. So they kind of tweaked it a little bit. Fine,
I do.
whatever, no big deal. And they tweaked Lex Luthor a little bit. No big deal, whatever, same thing. But
Race,
I kind
right?
I'm sorry.
Race, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't.
I know. It's not a thing, but it's a thing, but it's not a thing, but it's a thing. I understand.
Not where I was going with it, but I'm just saying that it was it's just, I feel that it missed on certain things. You know what I mean? With the whole fact on, I feel the way that they presented the twins, Jonathan and Jordan, they presented them the all-star, sports player, and then they presented the other one as the socially awkward twin. You know what I mean? And very clearly you saw it's going towards this is the good twin, this is the bad twin, because in certain scenes you saw one twin wearing all black and another one wearing light colors and stuff like that. And I kind of didn't dig that, because it kind of seemed very like they kind of made it a point that, oh, he was diagnosed socially awkward or with high levels of anxiety and stuff like that. I'm just kind of like, you're kind of making it out that he's gonna be a villain. At least that's how I took it. I didn't like that, but whatever. So I feel like there's a lot of cues that were missed there. I feel it could have done a lot better. Not a super big fan of the actress portraying Lois. But I mean, overall, I mean, it was okay. It was an okay episode.
Who's the actress playing Lois? Sorry.
The actress playing Lois, I will pull it up right now, but
and is there Alana Lang as well?
There is Alana Lang. And did you guys ever watch the movie Road to Perdition?
Yes.
So the little boy that is in Road to Perdition is actually Superman.
Really?
We're that old. He just gave us an age.
Yeah. And Elizabeth Tulich is Lois Lane.
Who's the actress that plays Lana Lang?
The actress that played Lana, or is playing Lana, is
Emmanuel
Shikari. Yeah.
Shikari, yes.
Emmanuel Shikari from Entourage. I knew I recognized her from somewhere.
Yeah,
okay.
She's in it. But yeah, it was very, like, I feel it's like I see where they're going or what they're trying to do, but there's certain things that I don't like that they're trying to do. But again, whatever. I feel like they're missing on a lot of things. You know what I mean? So that's just me. There's a certain scene that I didn't like, but whatever. I didn't like it, but whatever. I don't want to. I'm gonna rant. I already know I'm gonna rant, so I don't want to jump too deep.
You ranted, sir.
Oh, I don't want to go any deeper in the rant. I'm sorry, because I was lost, and then I'll come out furious, and I'm good. I don't want to rant any further.
Are you okay, sir?
Ash, are you okay?
Here's what the fuck is wrong with this thing, is that. And I understand it because you're dealing with it as a kid, and it's the WB or CW. Fuck you. You try to build something on a name, and then you try to make it about the kids, and then it becomes a thing that's different than, because you're trying to gauge it towards the kids, and it kind of should always be about the character that you fucking named it after. They made, Stefan was right. They kind of made one kid. He has social anxiety, and they made one kid.
Me too.
I know it's just
They made one kid
my
social
present.
anxiety, and they made one kid that's like
Is he the one depressed? Because me too.
yeah, it's
depressed. Well, but they made one kid like I don't even want to say perfect.
no, they made him the jock all-star. That's what
They're
they
like
did.
they're
They
like
did.
textbook representations
They-
of like
Yes,
what
yes.
like a job would be, and like the social anxiety person has gotta be evil because there's
Damn.
no other way they could be okay.
They did, but at the same time, when you look at everything that just happened,
Mhm.
the douchebag brother that wasn't a douchebag brother is the one that checks on him every single fucking minute. Like, he accepted going to Smallville because of his brother. He's moved away from his girlfriend to be closer to his brother. Like, everything the douchebag brother is doing is like for the social anxiety brother. So I don't feel like it's gonna be that. I feel like it's gonna be like almost like, do you remember when Superman was split into four and the solar Superman was the one that was like the weakest? It's Andreas. The solar one was like the weakest, but
You mean
all
the
the other
Eradicator?
ones. No, the one with the fucking. I know.
Eradicator? The
There
Eradicator?
was the one that was the weakest of the four Supermen that were made from Superman. Like, it's almost like you're giving Superman like a weakness. Come on, help me. I know it's the camera's not on you. Okay, so I feel like it's like a that situation where
You cannot unplug.
we're still gonna get Superman, and it's still gonna be the good brother, but he's gonna be the one brother, like
Good brother with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah
Oh,
Wood.
that's the good son.
yeah,
Damn
it's probably gonna be like that, like, but he's still not gonna turn bad. Like, it's still gonna be almost like Macaulay Culkin to Fuller. Fuller needed to piss the bed, and Macaulay Culkin was perfect.
I don't know where we're going with this.
Yeah, it kind of it really is you're still raised by Superman and Lois, like, either. And what's horrible about this Lois is it's like a 1955 Lois that's kind of like, I got to get the story, boss, and not take into account anything that would fucking. It's really hard to take. It's really hard to take this Lois seriously, because this Lois said, "Tell your kids that you're Superman, and take the biggest risk ever, and deal with this episode as take the biggest risk ever, and then also underline take this fucking biggest risk ever and still be Lois Lane and get me into trouble and save me as Superman."
I disagree.
Really?
I do. I disagree.
You don't understand
She made no, I understand it, but she made an excellent point. She goes, your parent, she tells him, your parents explained to you who you were when you were 6 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
You now have 13 and 14-year-olds. And yes, there's that risk. If I tell my kids I'm Superman, he runs the risk of now the family's being targeted. So I get it. I understand that. But still, the one thing that I did, again, I'm gonna fucking rant and I don't want to. The one thing I didn't like, one thing I didn't like was the fact that they find out on their own. The brothers find out on their own that their dad is Superman. Okay, and obviously they're pissed off. More so,
the fucking sensitive guy. through the sensitive guy.
Through through Jordan. The Jordan's the one that has been that's socially awkward or has high anxiety. Okay, so he's pissed off. He's pissed off the most about it. Okay, and I understand that, and I get why he's pissed off about it. Now a lot of people don't see, or a lot of people that I've talked to don't see. Well, he just found out that his dad's. Why is he acting this way? No, look, this is the way I see it. Throughout your entire life as you're growing up and your powers start to manifest and you start hearing things and you start seeing things, you start to think that you're crazy. Okay. When it all could have been fixed if your dad said, hey, you know what? This is this and I'm Superman and blah, blah, this and that. And there's that. Okay. So.
But imagine telling Gilbert, like, you're Superman and then telling fucking Arthur you're not. Could you do that?
No, because I tell them both.
Okay. But okay. All right.
No, but see,
I see what you are and the other one that you're not. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but the way I see it is that I don't think that he would have done that. I don't think he would have been like, hey, like tell one that he's Superman and not tell the other, So it's just one of those things that if he probably would have been upfront with them and told them, maybe he would have been. Maybe it's not so that he's diagnosed with high anxiety. It's his powers are manifesting. He just needs help dealing with it. That's all it could have been. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's the whole fucking. It's gonna be the WB. It's gonna be the whole. This is how I deal with my shit. Like it's gonna be him.
And again, they're missing on cues that I feel that they could have.
But that's like Superboy and the other one's the Eradicator. Like you could fix all of that. You know what I mean?
And just.
Okay, Asher, if you had to give it a rating on a 1 to 10 scale, what is it?
If to give what a rating?
The show. You have been talking about for the past few minutes.
Episode 1 4, episode 2 8.
See, I haven't seen episode 2 yet.
Okay.
For people that aren't watching it, like myself or Andres, is it worth jumping on?
Bullshit. Like if you deal with the bullshit.
If you can stomach, because I have a feeling it's going to go down a certain road. Like this storyline between the twins is going to go down one way, and then the storyline with Superman and Lois is going to go down another way, and then their paths are just going to be completely separate throughout this whole thing. That's how I feel with it. If you can stomach that, and if you can deal with that if you can deal with the
I feel like
high school drama, if you can deal with that, like a TV show like that, then cool, go for it. Because in the first episode, if you guys haven't seen it, spoiler, the Jordan, the socially awkward one, his powers manifest and he fires his laser beams and causes an explosion, which, by the way, I'm very impressed with the CW as far as special effects. They look good because it was a good close up on the eyes, and fucking A, dude, those special effects were great. But I can kind of see that
too. If you think about it, it's Thor trying to keep Loki on the fucking road to fucking
perdition.
You know what I mean? You could see it like that. Like it really can be. Like just you're my brother, no matter what. Like keep on the road.
As far as you guys have all been talking about the show, I keep hearing the original Smallville theme song playing through my head.
Pretty much, and they actually reference Smallville. They actually do reference it because he tries to compare high school that he went through to what the boys are going to go through in Metropolis, because this is before they end up moving back. And Lois tells him, "You were tied to a tractor on your first day in school. Like there's nothing compared to what they're going to be dealing with."
Aquaman deep? No, Aquaman's This Is Us. I retract.
What?
Okay.
Where did This Is Us come from?
This Is Us is Aquaman. The Deep, I thought that was the same guy, and then I worked out in my head. And then I tried to shut it up, and then you brought it to me.
Have no idea what you were talking about.
You brought it to us.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We're still on square one.
The Deep and that Aquaman is not the same guy.
Got it.
Oh, okay. So you're referencing
I
two
know.
different shows.
2 different shows. I am, but that's it.
Well, technically 3 different shows, but whatever. But yeah, they do reference Smallville, so there's that. But yes, so if you heard the Smallville theme play in your head the entire time Ash and I were talking, then yes, it's if you can stomach that, then go for it. Jump in.
I'll reserve that space for something else.
You're reserved the DVR space. Got it.
Yeah. Because I definitely do not want to download the app. So I would have to, yeah. So let's get into WandaVision. Anyone opposed to that before we completely lose Ash?
No.
Got it. Do we want to start with episode 7 or just recast all of it?
I say just recap all of it at this point. I mean, the finale's tomorrow, or at this moment, the finale's in about 40 minutes.
There's a lot of the Mephisto Quicksilver. They had the same haircut. No. The Mephisto, no.
There's been too much stories from like directors saying that we're all going to be disappointed because of the like fan theories.
Fucking even
Paul Bettany saying that. Paul Bettany saying that the white or silver version of the Vision was the cameo, and so I don't know what to expect tomorrow. Kind of not expecting to see fucking Magneto or anybody like that, and I'm just looking forward to see fucking Doctor Strange, which is cool, fine, whatever. And it'll be good.
Hoping for, but
what I'm hoping. You know, if we're gonna do a throwaway, like it would be cool if it was Ian McKellen as a fucking like not even a throwaway, but kind of like a age appropriate ender. And then you figure out a way to get to, because in reality, Doctor Strange 3, 2, whatever, it's gonna be like you could throw away everything.
Okay.
I got
juice box is empty.
I got to that level. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So let's recap. Sorry, Ash.
No.
Episode 7. Let's see. That's when we find out who Agatha Harkness is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the very end.
And that she has been pulling the strings all along, and it's not technically Wanda.
We see Monica develop her powers. She finally develops her powers.
Yes, I like the way that they did that. Yeah,
which was very, very cool. I dug that. That was cool. Yeah, I mean, those are the two standing points that I can recall for that. It was very Office / Modern Family episode 7. You know, with the in front of the camera type thing. So that was I like that callback. If anybody didn't notice, the intro was a copy of the intro to Happy Endings. So if you guys haven't seen Happy Endings, it was all right. It was an all right show, but it was pretty much the same thing. Like it was just the word happy being played over and over on different types of text and different backgrounds and stuff like that, kind of like how they did with Wanda on that one.
I do believe Happy Endings was on that question. I did say the shows that I wish were not canceled.
Yes, I believe you are correct.
I did say Happy Endings.
It was a good show. It was a good show. I dug it. I dug that show. There's that, and then the kind of the big reveal. There was a lot of people saying that if you saw when you were watching the show to kind of distinguish between if you were in the hex or if you were in the real world, it was the letterbox. If you see a letterbox on the TV screen, then that's real life. If you see the full screen of the show, then you're inside the hex. So that was a pretty cool Easter egg that one of the directors ended up throwing out. Episode 8, I believe, was probably one of my favorite episodes. Episode 8. It was really, really cool. And kind of seeing what Wanda's true. Every time I think about it, I kind of think like I'm referring her to a Pokemon, her true form when she sees herself in the Mind Stone. Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's your fucking true form. All nerding out and shit. So, yeah. I thought episode 8 was great. You got to see Wanda's backstory a little bit, and it kind of even hints to it could hint to mutants a little bit with the way Agatha was saying, oh, you put what does she call it? A probability spell on the rocket or the missile that didn't explode. She called it a probability spell. So it kind of hints to mutants being there all along. So that was kind of cool. But I mean, I'm excited for tomorrow's episode, but that's just me. I'm gonna be sad when it's over.
I like the thoughts on how we got to get Wanda's Vision backstory and the way that they went about it. Kind of like Agatha taking her and trying to figure out why she's so powerful and like who is she? How did she get the spells and like who are you really? But it's up juxtaposed to Agatha finding out how she gets her powers, which we saw in episode 7, and how it was like through the Salem trials, and then like fans of like sucking the power out of the witches and even her mom. And it kind of like, do you think that she's kind of amping Scarlet Witch or Wanda to amplify the hex to kind of try to suck out the power that she's using, because she did that with the witches in Salem? Like, is that what you think she's trying to do?
It's possible. It's possible that could be the case. It kind of seems like the way she kind of ended, the way episode 8 ended, where Agatha's like, oh, that's hex magic, and that makes you the Scarlet Witch. Like it makes Wanda seem like this
mythical.
Like there's like, oh, we've never heard of a Scarlet Witch, or I've never seen a Scarlet Witch before, and something like that. So I think that's kind of that's the way they make it seem. I have a feeling if she tries to, I think she can try to manipulate her a little bit, but if she tries to suck the power out of her, I think somehow Agatha is going to get hurt doing that. So
did you guys like the way that they explained the brother?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's not truly like it's not what we thought, which is like his version of being a mutant, or the X-Men Fox coming in, but it's like, oh, it's just like I was using him or whatever. Thoughts? Andres, I'll go to you.
Yeah, the show is like super well done, and it keeps points to everything. Like it's been explained in everything that we've seen so far, so we get to see how that isn't really our Pietro or Wanda's Pietro, and it explained it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. And I kind of be bummed that it is done, since I really liked it from the start. Yeah, I'm not expecting anything mind blowing, like I said earlier.
Are we expecting Vision versus Vision fight?
Yeah,
I think so.
That for sure.
Do you guys think that she's gonna witness Vision being destroyed again?
No.
Yeah.
God, yeah, 100%.
Okay. And do you think that Tommy and Billy are gonna be no more? You think they're gonna die too?
No, yeah, they're dying.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think so.
I mean, they definitely could. I mean,
They might. Yeah, they might. You're right. I'm gonna be like positive thinking that they're not, because I will most likely cry.
They could save the dad that's gonna die, but then in fucking Doctor Strange, they're back alive. You know what I mean? Like that kind of.
I think I'm expecting. You know how in the beginning we got Wanda in a bad shape, and she made this. I think we're gonna get Wanda in a worse shape, and Doctor Strange has to step in and save her.
I can kind of see Doctor Strange probably not come out in the episode, but I see a post-credit scene of Doctor Strange. I see that because I believe this is supposed to kind of tie into Spider-Man, but obviously definitely tie into Doctor Strange. So I mean, because if you guys remember the stills that Toby Maguire, Tom Holland and Zendaya dropped, it looked like they were in the sanctum for Doctor Strange. So I mean,
But as nerds, all we have to do is see Tom Holland land in a scene, and then it end, and be like, we can piece everything together.
Of course, of course, absolutely. I think overall the Vision versus Vision fight is going to be actually pretty dope to kind of watch.
Already fucking
And then the mere fact that Paul Bettany was trolling all of us for him to say like that was such that. Like I'm kind of
I feel some type of way about that.
But the thing that's giving me hope about that is that Elizabeth Olsen was the one that said that it was supposed to be like a Luke level cameo.
Right. Yeah.
Or Mark Hamill level cameo. It wasn't Paul Bettany that said it, so I don't know. Maybe.
So I'm right there with you. I kind of feel the same way. I'm kind of hoping that he's just trolling us just to say that, and it's just kind of like, okay, cool, and then it kind of throws us for
level.
What?
The two Visions are fighting, and fucking Robert Downey Jr. shows up for no reason. That's Luke level.
You mean the guy that's dead?
Like, I know, but that's Luke level.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I would say so, but
okay.
I don't know. Episode 8 was
It
very.
Be the new Jarvis, and it'll be Stark. STARK. I couldn't spell Stark.
It's okay.
Okay.
I mean, you've had 12 shots, so it's very difficult for you to spell. So,
ouch.
To begin with,
you're not even the host. Fuck you, Carmen. Go ahead.
Okay, Ash. Can you tell us in a summary? I challenge you to tell us a summary of your thoughts on WandaVision, and I'll give you like 2 minutes.
Okay,
that's a lot of time.
Not 2 hours is not.
WandaVision was. I like that the Agatha all along. I like that. I like that. The nerd level is it's Mephisto, it's this, it's that. Everything that we ever suspected, it could literally be like the person in front of you the entire time, so that we can go on to season 2, season 3. The people that are writing this are amazing, because Quicksilver did have that same hairstyle as Mephisto. We're gonna fucking cream over X-Men 2 version of Pietro versus it's just
Pedro.
They just did this right. They did everything fucking right. And then on top of that, Elizabeth Olsen played this amazingly, where she knew, like, I'm gonna be I Love Lucy, I'm gonna be fucking Modern Family, I'm gonna be like, she did amazing. Like, even if they didn't do Scarlet, like, this only leads to the next thing, which is Doctor Strange 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the best. Like, if they never go back to this again, she did amazingly, because she knew exactly where we're going. Because when I first saw fart,
when you fart, okay.
Episode 1 and 2, I didn't know where we were going, and I thought we were gonna try to make this a joke. And I thought we were trying to make, hey, Scarlet Witch and blah blah blah, and like, this is how we'll go through that, but it's all a joke. But like,
it was Agatha all along.
Realistically, she used the fucking 2 seasons of things that this little girl used to get to fucking be okay with the death and everything that was going around her. These 2 fucking seasons of things that her parents brought her to be okay with everything. Like she used to, I was amazing. That's the difference between Marvel and DC is fucking the homework. It's amazing. I don't know. That fucking won me over. Like it just I now I can watch episode 1 and 2 and be like, oh well now I know why we went there, but fuck yeah.
Did you really just say that? Oh, Wanda, I know where we're going there.
I did say that.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He
Wanda.
also did call Wanda little girl.
He did.
I did. But you guys
He
know what
also
I'm
said
talking
fart.
about. I did say fart. But it was amazing. It was like that's why we're watching I Love Lucy. That's why we're watching fucking
Dick Van Dyke.
Three's Company. Like it's you're going through eras because of the little girl who's growing up. Like I get it now. It's not just I grew up with that, but it's a whole different thing, man. It's amazing. They did a great.
And time.
Yeah. Look at you sticking to 2 minutes.
That was only at 2 minutes.
Oh, geez. Okay, so any forecast on what you want to see on the last episode?
I just want it to be longer than 45 minutes. That's all.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel like there's a lot of plots that need to be explained within the last episode, and I don't know how long. I didn't look up how long the episode is supposed to be, but I'm gonna need them to close a lot of storylines so they're still open.
That was the good thing about The Mandalorian. The way they closed it, it was very good.
Mm-hmm.
It was all going somewhere, so hopefully it all goes somewhere. Andres?
Well, yes.
I'm not. I don't want to say anything else. Like, I don't have an expectation for this episode, I guess is what I'm saying, because I don't want to be disappointed at anything. I don't think I will be, but I also don't want to leave any risk of that. So I'm going into it just happy to get the episode.
Excellent.
I'm excited for it. I'm waiting for it. I'm on pins and needles. But I agree with you, Carmen. This needs to close up a lot of storylines and things like that. Like, you know, where's Darcy gonna go? Where's, you know, Pietro gonna go? Where's, you know, all that stuff. So
what's amazing about Marvel is they already know.
And we don't.
Oh yeah, they do. And
the fact that we said fake Jim and Darcy on their own show in a year or two, like it's gonna be a fucking thing.
I like that you call them fake Jim.
It's Roy Park, but
Randall Park.
Randall Park.
Joy Park.
He said Ray Park.
Ray Park is my coworker, so it came up naturally. Go on.
Yes, I better than. So I was just closing the show.
You should.
All right.
Wow.
So thank you guys for listening to us. This has been Comix Podcast, as always, a hot mess. Only, and I am looking at one person specifically, but that's fine.
Better not be me.
Okay. So thank you for listening to us. We really, truly appreciate all the comments that you guys are leaving us on YouTube, on Instagram when we have posts. We love to interact more with you guys. Please make sure to go check out Comix Alliance's podcast. Tell them we sent you, show them some love, and leave us your thoughts on whichever platform, whether that be Anchor, YouTube, Instagram, and tell us what you are expecting. Well, no, you can't tell us what you're expecting of the episode because it's gonna already be out. So never mind. I just thought that through before I said it. But just tell us what show you like us to go in depth next. I know we kind of started with oh my god,
Superman and
the
Lois.
Stephen King. No, the Stephen King show.
Oh,
That
The
we
Stand.
realized
Yeah.
never went back to.
Yeah, we talked about what was the first 2 episodes, and we were like, eh, all right.
And yeah, so tell us which other show you want to hear our feedback on next. And yeah, so this has been Comics. And
Also, let us know how in depth you want Carmen to go in Without Remorse, the new Michael B. Jordan movie. If you want minute by minute, second by second, let us know. I'm sure she would not have a problem breaking it down for you guys like that.
I would not. I let's have a watch party actually if you want to join me watching it. Not you guys, but whoever's listening to this.
Well, that's rude.
You guys would not be interested in watching that movie with me, like totally.
You're not watching Magic Mike. You're watching a fucking actual movie. Like, calm your shit.
I mean, depending on how many times she pauses it, like I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna go get another drink. I'm gonna go get another drink, you know. So
yeah, no, we all.
Put,
every time she pauses, we take a shot.
Anyway, so this again, we have been Comics. Luis, when you listen to this, we've missed you when you're editing this. As you can see, you were definitely missed. Any final thoughts, guys?
How should we take that? Very good, very not good.
It was good. Like you've missed.
No, we miss you, Luis. Edit this.
And good night. Ash, do you remember your line? Do you want to dismiss us?
We are Comics, and we are everywhere.
Expect us.
Spank that. What?
Okay. Good night.